Good Tuesday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to Real Talk. Thank you so much for joining us on a glorious day to be alive here in Central Virginia. Of course, we have a worldwide audience here in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world. Real Talk presented by Yes Realty Partners and just a trusted supply chain of advisors in the real estate game. And the holidays are upon us. We have so much to be grateful for. I think as a community, we have a lot to be grateful for. We're vaccinated, knock on wood here. We're coming out of this pandemic. People are healthy, and we see some light at the end of the tunnel. And to celebrate the gratefulness, guys, and the gratitude, we've welcomed Millie Winstead to the program, the Director of Development of the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. Judah Wickhauer is our fabulous director. If you could go to the studio camera and welcome two awesome people to the show.
Three, including yourself.
Thank you. I was going to acknowledge Judah.
Judah, that's four.
Right. And I think Millie's favorite person here, mammal here, might be Liza the dog.
Absolutely. Bring her on.
We got an extra seat.
We do have an extra seat.
I bet she has a lot to say.
She does have a lot to say.
I have a feeling she'll be stuck to my side, just saying.
Right.
Yeah, that's because you spoil her with treats.
Oh, just a little.
So, talking about treats, right? We'd like to have a lot of fun, and we're gonna get into something a little bit later in the show about have a lot of fun and poke a little fun at Jerry and I. But food insecurity is a real thing, right? This is
Absolutely.
a serious issue in our region. And I was reading an article before I let you jump in, Millie. I was reading an article that the Thanksgiving meal is up 14% year over year.
Yeah.
Right.
The cost of the meal.
The cost of the meal. Thank you. The cost of the meal. It's the highest in 36 years.
Absolutely.
That it's
Yeah.
been.
I mean, I think a lot of us, you guys have seen at the grocery store. There's prices, supply chain issues we've got going on, demand. I mean, the suppliers are still dealing with what's has happened over the last we're at almost 2 years now. And so, yeah, these are lags in the economy and effects of the pandemic that are just still lingering with us. So, yeah, the price of food is up, price of heating oil is up, and we're heading into the cold winter months, which we always see a spike at the food bank for demand for our services. People are having to make really difficult decisions they shouldn't have to deal with, but they do. Whether or not they're going to turn on the heat, whether or not they're going to put gas in the car to get to work, whether or not they're going to buy those medications rather than having to cut their pills in half so they can extend the length of time they can afford to take it. These are actual decisions that our clients are having to make. And so, yeah, when you add a little extra cost to Thanksgiving meal and just food and necessities in general, yes, our neighbors in need are seeing that much harder of a time. And so, yeah, we are looking at probably another uptick in the demand for our services.
Millie Winstead, guys, is the Director of Development.
Correct,
Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. Why don't we, before we take this deep dive into everything that's going on, the partnership with Yes Realty Partners, the fundraiser we're doing, how about an introduction to you personally?
Oh.
And also the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank and the impact it has positively with our community.
Absolutely. Okay, so who is Millie Winstead? So I moved here to Charlottesville a little over 20 years ago with my husband.
Cool.
And we have two amazing kids. I have been blessed with these two amazing individuals to share my life. And so they are here for the holidays, which I'm thrilled about. Very excited to have my chickadees back in the nest. Absolutely. And so I've been working with the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, though, and talk about it, another blessing. I've been so privileged to be working with them for almost 10 years now. I've pretty much my entire career has been in the nonprofit world, focusing on whether it be affordable housing or safety or now food insecurity. But I have to say, and this is, I am not a poker player. I do not lie well. I cannot put on a poker face. This is the God honest truth. The Blue Ridge Area Food Bank is the best run organization that I've ever worked for.
Wow.
It absolutely is. We have a CEO who is kind of scary smart, and he leads this organization with a big heart, though, too. And then the management team, it is just really well run. You can feel confident when you are giving to the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank that you are making an investment in this community, and you are making a difference through it.
Great answer.
When Yonna, just to testify to that, when Yonna and I dropped off a pickup truck full of food that we had collected over the weekend at a couple events that we had, it was just amazing. We pulled up, 3 or 4 people came out. It was just like clockwork on how the stuff came in and out. And then I said, "Where's Millie?" And I had to track you down and all that stuff to give you a little bit of money on that end of it. But so we were talking a little bit off air. Talk a little bit about the great work you do. How do folks actually reach out to you who need help, who are so they can do that? And how can folks contribute? And what do you really need?
Great, thank you. Well, first off, I've got to say thank you for what you and Yonna have done, and you, Jerry. Like, giving us this platform to share our message is crucial because it is important. Unfortunately, even though we are serving approximately 118,000 people every single month,
wow,
is who we are serving right now.
You want to say that number again?
118,000 people every single month.
Wow.
And that's unduplicated. That's
impressive. What's characterized by serving?
So the way the food bank works is we secure donations locally, nationally, across the country. We bring food here to the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, and through our partners, of which we have a little over 200 partner agencies, some that you may be familiar with here in the Charlottesville area are Loaves and Fishes, The Haven, a variety of organizations. And they're really the front line, and the majority of the food that we distribute goes out through our partner agencies. So when I say serve, individuals, families, whomever is in need of food assistance can come to their doors or ours, and we will provide them with food enough to get them and their families through some hardship. So yes, currently it's 118,000.
And is that just Charlottesville, or is that?
No, that's across our entire service area, which consists of 25 counties and 8 cities. A lot of people are surprised to hear how large we are. Our footprint is pretty big. We are basically straddling the Blue Ridge Mountains from north to south, up from Winchester all the way down past Lynchburg. But out of the Charlottesville area, we are serving, it ranges, of course. And like I said earlier, I think we're going to be looking at an uptick here soon. But it is around 22 to 25,000 people every single month just in the Charlottesville area.
So just think about that. So that's roughly, there's roughly 300,000 people in our
in the greater
Charlotte,
right.
And you're serving 25,000 of them every month.
So to put that in perspective, across the whole Commonwealth of Virginia, the statistics show that 1 in 12 people are suffering with food insecurity, meaning they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And so, but we know a lot of that is underreported. Unfortunately, there's a stigma around hunger. It's hard to explain why.
What is that stigma?
It's really difficult for people to come out and ask for help when it's hunger. It's hard to imagine, I think it's easy to say, like affordable housing's a little bit easier to understand because it's such a big ticket item. Food,
It's also a physical thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a physical structure versus something that's not.
Yeah, it's hard, to think that, okay, well, it's just $5. Well, when you don't have $5 and you can't put food on the table for your family, it's really hard to accept that and be open enough and vulnerable enough to ask for help.
We should also debunk the stigma that it's just houseless individuals that are suffering from food insecurity. A lot of times it's the working class that are living perhaps financially in the margin, or just maybe had some bad luck with a job and are in between jobs.
Well, the numbers just prove that, right? That would mean we would have 25,000 homeless people, and
Exactly.
we do not
Yeah.
have 25,000 homeless people.
Well, to your point, Jerry, here I'll share a story with you because I could throw out statistics all day long.
We like statistics.
But at the food bank, it always comes back to people, and those that we work with, our partners that help us do this work, to our friends and neighbors that we are serving.
So one of the things I've always loved about the words that you use, because words matter, right?
They do.
You use the word clients. And that, to me, is a step in the right direction of helping this stigma, right?
Yeah.
You know, the words matter. This is a client. If I'm helping you buy a house, you're a client. So I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you. So, you know, that's a really an intelligent word, or words matter, that makes a difference, or an impact. That's an impactful word. That's the word that I was trying to get out of my mouth.
I appreciate that. And actually, I would love, I'm trying to train myself, I would prefer actually to even say guests. You know, because we welcome.
Yeah.
We one of our core beliefs is that we are here to serve without judgment. We welcome people to come to our doors if they are in need of help, and you know, and that's what we're here for. But I wanted to just share a quick story. You know, to your point about it could be anybody. I took a call last year about this time. It was just before Thanksgiving, and in my role, I'm typically speaking with our donors. So I took this call. It was this wonderful woman who. She and her husband have been donors to the food bank for over 15 years. And she called that day, and I could hear a break in her voice, because she said she was apologizing to me. They would not be able to make a gift that month. And in fact, she was calling to ask for help. She and her husband, so this is, you know, November of 2020, the pandemic, you know, everything shut down in March. She and her husband both had been laid off, had been out of work for 4 months. And so at that point, she was calling to ask us, the food bank, for help. So I said, I was so thankful that she called. That's exactly why we're here.
That's exactly right.
And I gave her a list of the partners that were near to her, and actually one of our mobile food pantry distributions that was close by and would be distributing in 2 days' time, where she could actually get a turkey. And she called me, and she thanked me. We hung up. She called me back in about 3 days, again in tears, but this time in happy, joyful tears, and so thankful. And of course, me, as I said, I don't have a poker face. My emotions are on my sleeve. I, of course, am bawling on the other end of the phone with her. But that's why we're here, and that's the difference that you guys make when you're supporting us.
Well,
and I can't thank you enough.
I'm trying to hold back a tear here, and so senior guests, right? So is that a large percentage of your guests, or?
Approximately, it's just shy of 20% of our guests are seniors.
See how you notice I worked that guest word in there?
I like
All right,
that.
we're going to guest. It's
Good
guest.
job, Keith.
Yeah, I
Good
know.
job, Keith.
High five.
Hold on a second. But yeah, on the guests and the senior guests, because I think you're starting to see, you know, potentially this impacting seniors, folks who are over the age of 60, 65, that kind of
Right,
thing.
well, they're on a fixed income now.
Yeah,
and as we were talking about earlier, the rising cost, their fixed income doesn't change to go with that.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, talk about making really hard decisions, and they often are the ones who are not getting the medications that they need in order to get food on their table. And so it's a really difficult situation. And the pandemic, we know that our seniors were hit particularly hard during the pandemic. And so, yeah, we saw a big rise, except at the same time, they were very challenged because they didn't feel safe to come out and get food. So we had to pivot and adapt. We actually had volunteers that stepped up and made phone calls, personal phone calls, to each of our senior clients, and to say, hey, do you still need help? Okay, and then we had another group of volunteers who were getting in their cars and taking food to these individuals. So yeah, a shout out to our volunteers. we are still in the water without them.
So one of the reasons your organization is so important to Yonna and I, we talk about this all the time. Yonna and I went through the great time of unpleasantness. We literally lost everything we had. And it was a struggle to put food on the table, and we're very thankful. This is Thanksgiving coming, we're blessed, and we're God, I'm a man of faith, so God has been good to us and ourselves, and we're trying to give back, and that's what we do a lot on the show here is try to give back. So on that kind of point, how can people who are listening or watching this help you? What can they do to help you help others?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, there's lots of ways, and I love that question, because I also get the question said to me this way: I'm just one person. What difference can I make? Well, you can make a heck of a difference.
Sure.
And you and Yonna and you, Jerry, are
we're
proving
blessed.
that.
We've got this tool that we use.
Exactly, but you use it to better things,
sure.
right? And I think that's what I would say, is that many people have different skills, they have different talents, they have different abilities. And so whether it be you have extra time and you can volunteer, either volunteering at the food bank, or please go volunteer at one of our partner agencies. That would be fabulous. You can certainly, if you're able, make a financial donation. And I'm going to have to put a little plug in here. If you are so inclined to make a financial donation, Giving Tuesday is coming up. Next Tuesday, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, is now well-known, accepted as Giving Tuesday. Kroger has stepped up, and they are providing a one-for-one match for donations that are coming. So I've shared this with y'all before. For every dollar that is donated to the food bank, we are able to provide enough food for 4 meals. So on Giving Tuesday, you can multiply that. Every dollar is going to be 8 meals.
So we're going to talk about...
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's what I was hoping you would get to.
Perfect.
That it, we're doing what we're doing here. We're going to talk a little bit after that, but Yonna and I are going to match 1,000. We're trying to raise 1,000, and that 2,000 turns into 8,000 meals. But if I'm hearing you right, if we give you 2,000, then Kroger's going to match the 2,000.
Right.
So if we're able to raise 1,000, we're able to give 1,000. That's going to turn into 4,000, which is 16,000 meals. So
that's amazing.
How many families will that feed?
So you're talking about meals. When a family comes to our door, or one of our partners, what we're asking them is how many people are in their family, and we're going to give them enough food, depending, on their needs, hopefully to take them through at least a week. So it's a lot of meals. So when we're serving somebody and providing help, there are many meals. So it's hard to say exactly how many.
Sure.
But I mean, you could break that down. So 16,000. If you're doing three meals a day, anybody have a calculator with me? You can
He
kind
could
of
probably
guess.
Do that in his head because he's
right.
a genius.
16,000, 3 meals a day. How many meals? And a family of 4 for however long. We could break it down and look at it that way. But we're looking at it long term. We know there are individuals that are still trying to make it through the hardships of this pandemic, and now going into the winter months. The figure that I shared with you earlier, 118,000. 1 year prior, in May of 2019, we were serving approximately 95,000. May of 2020, it was 145,000 every month. So that's a 50% jump.
Yeah.
So if we're at 118,
was your donations matching that?
This community, I can't say enough.
Yeah,
I think you guys have probably picked up on, I'm not a woman of few words, but I was left speechless.
That's good for a talk show.
But I was left speechless so many times. Like, I literally, to say thank you, it felt, I just couldn't say it enough. And you and Yonna were some of those people that stepped up during, but every single time people stepped up bigger than they had previous,
Sure.
you know, and push themselves to help others. And so it really, yes, the community.
Well, we're going to be
stepped up
doing
and
this
we were able to do that.
biannually, so that you know. So you're going to
It's
have to have
on,
at least.
we have that on tape. now.
Yeah, it's on record.
Well,
Yes.
Mrs. Smith said yes, so
And Mrs. Smith is watching.
and that's what matters.
And she's the boss.
And
We
she's
all
the
know
boss.
that.
She's the boss.
Kerry
yeah.
Rock from Do Good CVille is watching the program.
Hey,
He
Kerry.
says one person can make all the difference.
Amen.
And Kerry Rock,
Absolutely.
you certainly are doing that as well. Some questions coming in for you guys, and you've answered some, but we will ask them anyway. This question's from Spencer, and Spencer says, put in perspective the impact the pandemic has had versus a year not in a global pandemic. You've touched on it some.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, so obviously we saw the most demand we have ever seen in our 40-year history. This is actually the 40th anniversary of the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. This demand that we encountered over this last 2 years, highest we've ever. And as I said, you know, from March to May, the jump in that need. So we just had to be able to, was such an overused word now, but pivot, change, adapt, and everything so quickly. So one thing that has come out of this, we've been investing in our partner agencies. They are the front line. You know, we are accumulating 30 million pounds of food is what we distributed last year.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But without our partners on the front line, again, we're still in the water. And so in order for them to be able to respond the way we were able to, we've had to invest. So we've actually, because of the community stepping up the way they did and being so supportive of us, we were able to pass along $2 million worth of support to our partners. You know,
And in cash or in actual?
so during the time, we had to purchase food, pre-packed, or we were packing it, but then we also had to provide, we did provide them all, hand sanitizer, face masks, gloves. Then you go into more capital items. We were providing tents so they could do outdoor distributions. Now we've continued it because we know we need to, for the future, be prepared for anything like this that could come about again. So this $2 million really has gone towards trucks and vans, refrigerators, freezers, expansions.
So when you say capital, you actually mean capital?
No, we are talking capital
items.
expenditures,
Expenditures,
yes.
yeah, wow.
Absolutely.
Did not know
They
that.
have to be prepared as we are, because this is a partnership. And yeah, so that's probably one of the biggest things that has come out of the pandemic.
How about this one from Gwendolyn Gale Cassidy? And Gwendolyn, we love when you watch the program.
Very much so.
What percentage of the Alamo County population is food insecure, and how does Alamo County compare to other parts of Virginia, such as Henry County or more financially insecure areas of Virginia? And then she adds, having been on food stamps about a decade ago, I never thought about reaching out to the food bank, but I'm curious how people find out about the food bank if they are in need. So two-part question. How do you
Gotcha.
find out about the food bank when someone's in need? And then the second part is the percentage of Alamo County population that's food insecure, and how it compares to some areas of Virginia that are not as financially strong as
Right.
Alamo County.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the first one because I am so grateful that somebody asked that. Again, I point to you guys and letting us share a platform like this to get the word out. But the best way is to go to our website, and that is brafb.org. And there you can just click on Find Help and our Food Finder. If you put in your zip code into our food finder, you can find out all our partner agencies within a however mile radius that you would like. Not only our partners, but our mobile food pantry sites, any programmatic site where we distribute food. So absolutely, please, if nothing else, take that with you and learn how to find help if you need it.
She's got one more answer. One more.
I do. So the next one I will point to, actually, the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank is part of Feeding America, which is the national network of 200 food banks. Feeding America's website has something called Map the Meal Gap.
Okay.
Absolutely the best way to find out the information that she's requesting. You can zero in on any part of the country state, down to county, down to city, and find out what the food insecurity rates are, not just in general, but by children, by seniors, and all sorts of other breakdowns. It is a fabulous link for information.
So a follow-up question to
Okay.
that. So rural counties
Yeah.
may not have so much internet. We talk about this on the show
Oh,
all the
yeah.
time. So if I don't have access to a computer, if I do not have access to the internet, how can those folks find out and get help?
So that is another thing that we've been working on here at the food bank, is expanding our reach in the community. And we've built up part of our team, it's called our PEP team, it's partner engagement, and we are reaching out to the community to make sure that we are aligning ourselves and finding other partners in the community where we may not have inroads currently. And that can be both because of rural or because of cultural differences or whatever. So reaching out into community organizations in all of those areas. So we use the Map the Meal Gap as well to find out where the insecurity rates are high. We can map that and overlay where we already have organizations and contacts and figure out where there's deficit, and we will focus in on those areas then and really reach out within those communities so that we can make those partnerships where needed.
So I'm going to publicly, in front of everybody, invite you to come to a regional housing partnership and the Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission meeting. I'll arrange that so that you can come and do a little presentation.
I'd love to.
Because we represent all the 6 jurisdictions in the area, and there's elected officials at that. And what's the 3 big things? Food, shelter, and clothing, right? So
Exactly.
we're talking about shelter there, but food is super important. So I invite you there to hopefully, because you'll be able to talk to the elected officials in these jurisdictions to help at least somehow or another get the word out to the community that does not have access
Exactly.
to the internet.
No,
or
I
stuff
appreciate
like
that. Again, a lot of it is word of mouth and offering platforms like this so
Sure.
that we can share this message.
You got a question coming in from Crozet and Matthew McAllister. What's the role the University of Virginia is playing with partnering with you guys and helping solve food insecurity?
Great question.
Love that. That is a great question. So surprisingly enough, I think this is something else that people find surprising, is our college students, many of them are food insecure. We actually started a pantry that on grounds several years ago. So there's one at UVA, there's one at James Madison, there's one at PVCC, and one at BRCC, Blue Ridge Community College over in the Valley. So they partner with us that way. Also, I got to give a shout out. UVA leads the state in the CVC campaign, which is the Combined Virginia campaign, where state employees can give a small portion of their paycheck to a nonprofit of their choosing. And UVA has always been just a wonderful leader in that and gives back to the state in many ways. And they have been incredibly supportive of the food bank, and we are really grateful for that. So I could go on. There's a long laundry list of how they get involved. Our sports, our friends in the athletics, they'll do stuff. They'll come out and volunteer together as teams. My buddy, my friend, Tony Bennett. I wish that were true. But anyway,
I'm about to say, I've been trying to get him on the show. You want to hook us up?
I would love that.
Do I have to up our cash? Is that how this works?
You might. No. He
we
has stepped up.
negotiating
He has stepped up and supported the food bank in a variety of ways. So it runs the gamut. But they've been great partners to us.
Leslie asked the question, is this the busiest time of year for you guys?
Oh gosh, yes.
By far?
Yes, it is. The other uptick that we typically see is June.
Really? What do you attribute that to? I get the winter.
Right.
Because of the holidays and then heating bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So June, kids are getting out of school and they're coming home, and there's that strain on the family budget.
Got it.
So going into the summer months is really tricky for a lot of our guests.
Wow. So one thing I want to get out there, because I've been having a lot of conversations the last couple of days with folks and raising money and food stuff. The last show you're on, you talked about fresh produce, right? And a lot of folks they think it's only canned products,
right?
that or prepackaged products you send out, but you actually have like fresh produce that goes from around. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's great. So something else that's really important, has always been important to us, but we have made great strides in the last several years, is it's not just about calories, right? It's not just about food and filling your stomach. It's nutrition, especially when more and more people are depending more heavily on our network for their food. We have to make sure that what we're providing is as nutritious as possible. So I mentioned earlier that it was approximately 30 million pounds of food that we distributed last year.
Can you put in perspective 30 million pounds?
I was just thinking
that's so
about
great.
that.
I'm somebody did recently figure this out in like tractor trailer
Yeah,
loads,
that's
what
what I
that would
was
look
just
like.
thinking, yeah.
And I don't have the exact number. It's a lot. I'll just say it's a lot. But so imagine about a fifth of that was fresh produce.
Okay.
So yeah, we work with collaborations up and down the Eastern Seaboard, farmers, local farmers, co-ops, and again nationally though we get produce from around the country to make sure that what we have is available, is fresh, and we can provide that.
I just did some quick numbers to put it in perspective.
Oh, good.
Like a dump truck.
Okay.
That has tandem wheels that you see all the stone in it.
Yeah.
Is about 32,000 pounds. So just
Okay,
think
so-
about that. So a dump truck
So
with all 32,000 pounds is
Get to 3 million. So what is that? 3,000 dump
I
trucks?
didn't get that far into that.
It's a lot of dump trucks.
It's a lot of
I'm
dump
trying to
trucks.
add my zeros. Anyway,
Well, you'll
something like
chat
that.
and I'll do the math. How does that
Okay.
sound?
It's a lot of dump trucks. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
How about this? This time of year when you're seeing your guests, you're helping people, and you're bridging the gap. That's kind of how I see it. You're bridging the gap
Absolutely.
at a time of need. How's that make you feel personally?
Okay, now you're trying to get me to cry, Jerry. Now you're doing it.
Especially around the holidays.
Yeah, no, I have often said, like, this is why I call my job a blessing. You know, I have the great fortune to, in my role, come and get to be with people like you that are helping to accomplish this mission. But I also get to meet our guests too, and just some of the most beautiful, resilient people you'll ever want to know. And I get to do that day in and day out. And it really is a blessing. And then, you know, I have to give a shout out to my colleagues at the food bank. You know, we stand arm in arm every day and do this work, and they are just a tremendous group of people. So I'm blessed in every way. Yeah.
So if whoever's listening and watching who's local, if you've never been to their facility on Harris Street,
Please come.
It is an unbelievable operation to watch how the efficiency of that goes. And I was I'm choking back here a little bit about you know, talking to people, right? So I chair a land trust, and we get wrapped up in trying to make the deal happen and close and do that. And it's amazing when you hand the keys to a family, and they're tearing up and you're tearing up, and that's why you put in the time and the efforts to do that. So it's a blessing to do it. It warms my heart, and you don't work at all, right? You don't have a job. You just show up and help people, which is awesome. I know you get paid, but you know,
yeah,
you love what you do.
It does. Yeah, my husband, especially when he's on a deadline, you know, will like come home sometimes. He's like, "It is not fair. I'll come home and I'm like, well, that was just great. I had a great day. It was awesome."
Rainbows and
and he's like.
What does he do, if I do mind me asking?
He is an architect here in town.
Yeah.
So deadlines.
Deadline. I get it. I know that world. I understand. then you've got contractors yelling at them, and I know how it goes.
Well, why don't we do this? We'll close with one more way of how we can help the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank get involved, volunteer, donate, contribute, and support the mission.
So, I will one more time just share a quick story. Again, I think it's about finding a way that works for you. And the story I want to share is of Cody.
Okay.
Cody, I believe he was 8. Last summer, he and his family love to do a family garden together, So one of his favorite vegetables is cucumber. And so he wanted to take care of the cucumbers, right? So he worked the soil, he planted the seeds, he did the tilling and the weeding and everything, and then he picked, what he had accomplished and had all these cucumbers. So he decided he wanted, though, to take those cucumbers, and he set up a roadside stand and sold his cucumbers to give money to the food bank.
Good for him.
Yeah. So, of course, I'm getting goosebumps. He is the cutest little thing. He
sounds like we're going to be working all for him soon.
I know, right?
He sounds like an entrepreneur in the making.
Well, he moved so many people, his neighbors, his family, his grandparents, they all chipped in, and he ended up making a rather nice financial contribution from selling cucumbers. But it was because Cody he had a heart, and he had, something that he could do. And so I would say it's taking what you can do, whether that's time, money, or what you guys are doing, and that's fundraising. Do an online fund drive. Say why the food bank's important to you, and reach out to others and see if you can spread the message.
It's amazing because it's a client appreciation thing that we're doing, and every one of our clients, we invite all of them in the last few years. They all donate. That they just love being part of giving back. Millie, if you don't know this already, you're a rock star.
Oh.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for doing the awesome work, and thank you for being a resource to help us get food insecurity. Your goal is not to have a job.
Absolutely,
right? That's your goal.
Yeah.
So thank you for all the work that you do.
Well, thank you.
Tuesday, guys, Giving Tuesday, Kroger's matching donations. So if you feel so inclined, please do it on Giving Tuesday, and Kroger's going to match what you give. Kevin says, give your money to the food bank or give it to the government. What are the tax benefits for donations? Why don't we close on that? Tax benefits. Oh, that's good.
It's a good thing. It's a write-off. It's 100% write-off.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much. You're rock stars for helping
I don't know
share
about
these
that.
messages.
Thank you very much. Thank
So,
you for joining
Millie,
us.
thank you. Happy
My
Thanksgiving
pleasure.
to you and yours.
You and your families.
You might want to stick around and laugh for a second.
Okay, all right.
No, you can.
Okay, yeah.
It's going to get ugly. It's going to get
Studio
ugly.
camera, if you could, J-Dubs. So that was Millie. She's fantastic, the Director of Development from the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. I would very much encourage you guys to donate on Tuesday with Giving Tuesday. This is the last Real Talk before Thanksgiving. So our executive producer, Keith Smith, has decided to bring a little flair into the
Flair, is that
show.
what we're calling it?
A little flair. How would you describe it?
Insanity.
Insanity. So do you want to start, my friend? How are we going to introduce this flair?
Look, it's kind of a dovetailing into our conversation with Millie.
I was voluntold to do this.
You were voluntold to do this. So hold on a
Yonna,
second.
this is what I do for the Smiths, Yonna Smith.
Hang on a second, everybody.
Man, this is pretty tight.
This is tight.
Yeah. Hello. We got turkeys.
2 turkeys.
There's a lot of folks watching the program right now. So Keith Smith, that was a fantastic interview. Does yours jiggle?
Mine jiggles, buddy. Jiggle.
Mine jiggles as well.
So I don't know the difference between a red one and not a red one, but what the heck. So look, today is a couple days before Thanksgiving. Judah's going to drop into the feed, or Jerry's going to drop into the feed a link to donate to the Blue Ridge Food Bank. Yonna and I are going to match up to $1,000. So please mash on that donate button and give a little bit of money to Millie so Millie can be a rock star.
Hello.
Do I look as silly as you?
I think you look sillier. Have a good one, Millie. Take care. Good to
But
see
we
you.
just wanted to have a little bit of fun, and we talk so much about real estate and flum and all this different stuff. Today, I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. Give thanks to you. Give thanks to Judah. Give thanks to Liza. We're at show 235, and man, that's 235 fun. I don't think we work.
What's your favorite thing about Thanksgiving?
Oh, so that's one of my 50 questions that we were going to ask. My favorite thing about Thanksgiving is family. It is funny. Maybe I'll throw a question back to you. Do you prefer Thanksgiving or Christmas as a holiday?
I like them both.
I prefer Thanksgiving.
Yeah? Why Thanksgiving?
It's a little less pressure, right? You don't have to deal with the whole gift thing and so forth and so on. And, it's just family getting together. If you're blessed to have the food and have a conversation. Are we having fun yet?
I'm having fun.
But hey, quick question. So, what's the number one trade that's called after Thanksgiving? What on Black Friday? What's the number one phone call that most people make to go ahead and have somebody come in their house? Number one.
The number one phone call people make on Black Friday after Thanksgiving.
It's got nothing to do with shopping.
Exercise.
It's the busiest day for plumbers
Plumbers.
in the United States.
Why do you think that is? Because the grease down the pipes?
Or you got a lot of people in the house using it, maybe.
Oh.
I don't know.
That very
Hey,
well could be.
I got to laugh at a Judah.
That very well could
But,
be. Do you like the Macy's Day Parade?
I do.
I love it.
I actually got a story about that.
Oh, what's the story?
A personal story about that. I was about 8, I was either 5 or 6 years old, and my mother took me to the Macy's Day Parade. So my father is a retired New York City fireman.
Right.
So my father, grandfather, great-grandfather, all New York City firemen. So it was a thing. The firemen would always, if you weren't working.
Is mine a rooster? People are asking if mine's a rooster. Is mine a rooster?
Yeah. I think I've got the female version.
You got the turkey, and your turkey neck is limp. You got a limp turkey neck.
Hey, watch it.
Mine is hard, and yours is limp. Your
Stop
turkey
it.
neck.
Stop
I'm
it.
just talking about what's on your head. Your turkey head is limp.
I am a certain age, I take this stuff a little personal. How's that? Is mine not so limp anymore?
That looks good right there. That's one of the reasons why I picked the red one. I was checking the stiffness of the turkey neck.
The stiffness of the... Okay, hold it. Show's over.
I'm literally talking about my hat. You're the one taking it over there.
I'm not taking it anywhere. What was one of these...
Macy's Day Parade. Finish your story.
Yeah. Well, you interrupted me with my limp...
Your turkey neck is limp.
My turkey neck... Hold on a second. Maybe I gotta take my hearing aids out. Hold on a second.
There you go. Well, how are you going to hear what I'm saying?
Do I really wanna?
I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do.
You're talking about my limp
There you
turkey
go.
neck.
Now you're good.
No, so I got lost. I got separated from my mother.
At the Macy's Day Parade?
Got separated from my
When,
mother.
how old were you?
I think I was 6 or
Good
7.
Lord.
Yeah. And there's the family story all about that. Somebody put me on their shoulder. A man put me on their shoulder and said, "Who belongs to this kid?" And so this was in the early 70s.
And did they find?
No, actually, I take that back.
Obviously, they found your mom. She lives in your neighborhood.
It was in the late 60s.
Okay.
When it happened.
So there was less.
Apparently, I got found.
Yeah, you got found.
I'm here.
You're here.
Mom's here.
You're
I got
alive,
found.
and you still know your mother.
Yeah. So so we have we pray around before the meal and all this stuff. And so one of my prayers is God, please tell me I'm adopted. And it's just my family.
What's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving?
Oh, so that again is a bunch of questions in here. So my favorite dish is, believe it or not, my wife makes these green beans that are off the chart.
Bacon crumbles, cheese.
Yep. It's just
Sounds delicious, Yonna.
So what is the average calories for a Thanksgiving meal?
That someone consumes?
Yeah, the average. How many calories on average are consumed per person?
2,000.
4,500 pounds.
Good Lord!
No wonder why everybody wants to work out.
4,000 calories?
Yeah. When was the first Thanksgiving football game?
47?
1876.
1876, who was it?
And I didn't have that information. You'd have to ask that. You're the sport guy. You're supposed to know this. But no, it was college. It was college ball. The first NFL game didn't start till 1920.
When is Thanksgiving in Canada?
October.
October, the second Monday in October, Thanksgiving in Canada.
Second, and I got a story to that because
Oh.
I was stationed in Canada for the last 9 months. I was in the Corps.
My wife literally asked me the other day, do other countries celebrate Thanksgiving?
Correct. They have different versions of it, but the way we celebrate it, it's a Canadian, United States holiday on that stuff. How's my neck doing?
It's stiff now.
It's stiff now.
Your turkey neck is stiff.
My turkey neck is stiff. So what did I want to kind of chat a little bit on this? Oh, interesting, since we're in, this may be a little bit high level at this point, but
Is your hat not super tight?
my hat is super tight.
Is it super tight?
I'm afraid to take it off because I don't know what's going to do to our hair.
I know. I thank God for trusting me number 4 right now. My hair is so stiff that I'm hoping it doesn't move once this hat comes off. Is there a Charlottesville Thanksgiving Day parade?
That I don't think so.
Judah, is there a Charlottesville Thanksgiving Day parade? There are turkey trots.
So one of the list on that's the number one running day in the United States.
The day of Thanksgiving.
The day of Thanksgiving, the turkey trots is the most run. We should verify that with Mark at Ragged Mountain, but it was that, and then I think we had when was it? First turkey trot was in 1896.
1896.
And it was in Buffalo.
8,000 people participate in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade each year. Did you know that?
I did know that. And actually have a client of ours, he hasn't done it in a couple of years, but there's a client of ours that actually holds the balloons. And it used to be one of the facts about that, which, they don't do it now, but back in the 20s and stuff like that, they used to let the balloons go.
What's your favorite holiday, what's your favorite balloon at the Macy's Day Parade? Float. Judah, what's your favorite float at the Macy's Day Parade? You don't watch the Macy's Day Parade?
Oh, that's like a tradition you've got to watch.
I love the Macy's Day Parade.
I like the old school ones, but I kind of.
Yonna says behave you too.
Yeah.
I love you, Yonna. We're two mischievous guys, Yonna.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a lot of fun here, and try to raise a little bit of money here on that stuff. I'm tracking some of the donations on the end of it. We might talk about a number a little bit later.
Oh yeah,
on the
put
show.
the link on screen. Let them know what you're doing.
Yeah,
guys, viewers and listeners, the Yes Realty Partners is matching donations up to
$1,000.
Up to $1,000. So if we raise some money today, tomorrow. Well, Yes Realty Partners, Keith and Yonna, and their fantastic real estate brokerage are going to match donations. Judah's got the link on screen. Give us the URL for those that are listening on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Podcasts, Judah. Can you mention the URL?
Yeah. brafb.org.
Well, it's on screen. I see it right here. brafb.org/Yes Realty.
So what's your favorite Thanksgiving pie?
Oh man, my favorite Thanksgiving pie. Apple pie a la mode.
Okay.
I like pumpkin pie.
Well, apple pie is the number one pie.
Apple pie is the number one pie.
Number one pie, but I'm a pumpkin pie guy.
Okay. How do you take your pumpkin pie?
Yeah. Pumpkin pie.
Did you
Well,
get a pie, Judah?
he got a pie.
Did you get a pumpkin pie, right?
He
How
got
do
a
you take
pumpkin.
your pumpkin pie?
Whoa. Whole.
Whole? You eat the whole pie?
Man, yeah.
I hope you're riding your bike.
I'm riding. Yeah, I got my hour in this morning. I am a sucker for. Actually, my favorite pie is cherry pie.
Cherry pie.
Cherry pie is my favorite pie, but pumpkin would be my second favorite. Apple would be the third on that end of it. But
What
look.
are your top 5 favorite dishes at Thanksgiving? All right, here's the question. Are you
How about
legitimately-
does all of them count?
All of them counts. Are you legitimately a fan of turkey?
Yes, but I'm going to throw something out to the feed.
Okay.
How many fry their turkey and how many bake their turkey?
I would say most bake, right?
I don't know about that.
Frying the turkey is a challenge because you need a deep fryer that can hold a turkey size.
Yeah, it's not that expensive. You can get them from Costco for $60.
Do you fry your turkey?
We do too. We do a fried turkey, and then we do a baked turkey.
How long does the fried turkey take?
About 45 minutes.
45 minutes to fry?
If you've never had fried turkey before, you're missing out.
You like fried turkey more than baked turkey?
Oh, yeah. Hands down. Hands down.
And it's faster to cook.
It's faster to cook, but...
I'm sure it's healthier.
Sure. I think that's 4,000 calories in itself.
By itself.
Yeah. No, so I've been frying a turkey for, 20 years.
In your backyard?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you set up a little fryer, you get your little propane gas tank, and you fry it. You got to be super careful.
Have you ever had an accident frying turkey or a near accident experience?
No. But they do happen regularly. You got to be super careful. When you fry a turkey, you've got to make sure that it is absolutely dry. It can't be frozen because it'll blow up. It's got to be dry. So the peanut oil that I use, because you got to use peanut oil, the peanut oil I have is almost 20 years old. And what I do is at the end of the frying of it, I take a cheesecloth and I pour it through once it's cooled down, obviously, to take out the small pieces. And what happens is that peanut oil gets flavored. And actually this year, my mother might be watching.
I think she is.
Yeah. This year we're doing we brought some Cajun spices back from the Caribbean, and we're going to do a jerk turkey this year.
A jerk turkey?
Yep. Yeah. So what you do is rub it with a little bit of olive oil, right? And then we've got about a pound of Jamaican jerk. It's actually made in St. Martin, and you actually dry rub the turkey. And when you drop it in, it's because the oil has to be right around 280, 290. Can't go over 300 degrees. When it goes in there, all that dry rub just sears right to the turkey. I'm getting hungry, but it is really off the charts good.
Mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes?
How come not both?
Green bean casserole or green beans?
Green beans casserole. I mean, if you're doing it, you're going all out.
Sliced Virginia salty ham?
No, we don't typically do ham.
You don't do sliced Virginia salty ham?
No. Well, the Italian side of us will probably bring some lasagna and stuff like that.
So there's the Italian version of your Thanksgiving.
Well, because we're multicultural, our family, and multiracial, so that we always bring a little bit of something to the table. Actually, we always try to reach out to a couple of foreign exchange students that are that they're staying home by themselves. We actually have two coming in for Thursday that are from the Cayman Islands, and they're going to join us for Thanksgiving meal. We always we seek out a couple of folks, and actually, James Watson's daughter is bringing two friends from the Cayman Islands.
We love it. James Watson, we love you on the program quite a bit.
Marley, that's it. For a second, I lost the name. Marley.
Marley's
bringing, Marley Watson.
His daughter,
yeah. Marley's a bit of a rock star. So if you have...
turkey sandwich later in the day with all the leftovers?
So one of these questions in front of me is 80% of the people prefer leftovers over the Thanksgiving meal. Yeah. Leftovers really rock.
Eggnog at Thanksgiving?
No.
No eggnog?
No.
I love eggnog. I would bathe in eggnog.
That's a Christmas thing.
Well, eggnog is available year round.
Yeah, no, we drink wine. Lots of it.
No eggnog at Thanksgiving?
No, lots of wine.
Okay, white, red or white?
Oh, red. And there's another thing in here. What's the most wine consumed? It's red. I believe it's like 60 or 70%.
No cold beers?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Got cold beers, but, wine. I picked up my couple of cases of wine from Costco yesterday, so... Well, oh, yeah, we're yeah.
Appetizers before?
Yep, we do.
Which apps?
Well, actually, so we've got a fryer, and that fryer's going, so what did I pick up? A couple of quarts of oysters.
Oysters in the fryer?
Yeah, we'll dip some oysters in the fryer.
So, let me ask you this. When you're frying the oysters, are you shucking them first?
No, so you buy them pre-shucked in quart.
Okay.
You go to Anderson's.
Yeah.
And you can buy...
Client of ours.
Yeah, you can buy 1 quart, 2 quarts, or half gallons of...
How long do you fry them for?
Oh, as soon as they float.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you pull them immediately right out.
Yeah, so you have like a basket. You have like a little basket that's designed for these things.
What do you do with the deep fry oil?
That's what I'm saying. I keep it. So I I reuse. So what you do is you lose a bunch of oil through the process, about a half a gallon through it, and every year I just add a half a gallon of new oil.
So
to
your
it.
deep fry oil that you're using now is from years past.
Yeah, decades old.
Where do you save the oil?
So you save the 5 gallon. They're in 5 gallon containers. You say you're a Southern guy. This is a Southern thing.
We got to start deep frying, sweetheart. We need to start deep frying things at the Miller house.
So what happens is this oil just gets so flavorful over the years, but you got to screed it. You got to pour it through. I wish Joe Gentile was here.
Joe Gentile.
You've got to pour it, through cheesecloth, because you got to take all the food bits out of it. That's very careful. You got to filter it a couple of times, because you don't want food bits in it, because that's going to do. But all you do is filter the oil out and take all the food bits out of it on the end of it, and then you pour it back into your 5 gallon.
How many times have you burnt your hand?
I've never burnt my hand.
Really?
My dad's a fireman. Come
Are
on.
you the man running the deep fryer?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's your
That's
that's
my
your job.
that's my job. Yeah, but actually, my job will be the fryer, the mashed potatoes. Yonna's will do the green beans and the carrots and a bunch of different things on that end of it, and everybody chips in. I mean, we're a large family, right?
How many people at Thanksgiving in the Smiths?
Well over 20. I can't remember. It's either going to be 25 or 30.
Good Lord.
Oh yeah,
That's
sure.
large.
Yeah, a regular Sunday meal for us is kind of like the Erpies, right? We're 12, 15.
Stacy's asking, how long do you deep fry your turkey?
Great question. So there's a trick to this. There's a nuance to this. So if you do any frying at all, the key to figure out when it's ready is when it floats. So you just kind of have to. It's a thing, right? This is a whole thing. This is real.
I believe
and
you.
you've got to hook to hold it and come up and down on it, and you got to get it. But it's usually about 45 minutes, and you got to watch that temperature super carefully, because if it goes over 300, you'll burn it, right? So you got to keep it at that. So you got to play around with the propane temperature, and it's just a lot of fun. We have a glass of wine and fry the turkey.
Outside, everyone's sitting out there in the cold?
No, only I'm doing it. Everybody's looking through the windows going, what is that dummy doing? What is that dummy doing?
James is helping.
No, James is looking through the window. He's smarter than me. He's looking through the window, drinking his wine, go, yeah, good luck with that, Smith.
Brian asks, what's the holiday movie you guys are watching?
Oh, wow. That is a great question.
Because in a lot of ways, do you not think the Thanksgiving Day evening for us and our family is almost the start of the Christmas season?
Well, it is. I'll tell you one thing. We were getting the house ready to. We had some hosted neighbors on Sunday. We had like 40 people in the house.
You had 40 people?
Oh yeah, sure.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're very blessed. Our house can handle quite a few people, and we haven't entertained in.
Since pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, so it was great. It was neighbors and so forth and so on, and we raised money for the food. But the key was we would feed you wine and food, but you needed to bring food for the Blue Ridge Food Bank on that end of it.
Great idea.
My favorite movie.
So do you have a go-to holiday movie you're watching?
Yeah, it's White Christmas.
White Christmas?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
It's White Christmas, and it's a White Christmas because I think Yvonne's probably listening on the train coming up. There's a song in there called a routine they call Sisters, and my 2 daughters love it, and they sing the song and they dance around and do it. But our family Christmas movie would be White Christmas with Bing Crosby.
Ours is either one of 3. Home Alone.
Okay.
And we watch Home Alone in huge bursts.
Okay.
From Thanksgiving to Christmas.
Got it.
The first Die Hard. And I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
the first Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Your limp turkey neck.
My limp turkey is my limp turkey. You know what, Miller? You got to watch yourself.
You would say the first Die Hard is a Christmas movie, right?
We got to do something about this next year so our turkeys aren't so limp.
Is mine limp too?
You got a limp turkey going on.
Oh, my limp turkey neck. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. You disagree?
I don't disagree, but I'll tell you, most people will. A lot of people disagree with that.
Who disagrees that Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
I don't know, but I think the profanity has a little bit to do with it.
Mustache Dan Pettit says we both look better than we ever have right now.
Thank you, Dan.
With our limp turkey necks.
Thank you, Dan. I
So
was
it's
trying to figure out a way to get two Batman Robin mask and Batman
on
mask.
top of the limp turkey neck.
Well, it just didn't work.
For us, it's either Die Hard, Home Alone, or Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. So I guess age has something to do with it. I tend to go to the older one, like
Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation. When
but
do you think that was done?
like in the 80s.
Let me check.
It was in
what,
the
what
80s.
What's your guess? I'm gonna say
It had to be in the 80s.
86 for me. What
Yeah.
do you say?
Just to be different, I'll say 88, but I think it was before.
All right, you win. 89.
89. That was just pure guess. The classics, White Christmas. Oh, come on, Jimmy Stewart. Why is the name? It's a Wonderful Life.
When an angel, when
It's
the bell rings,
It's
an
a
angel gets his wings.
wonderful life. So what is your favorite side dish other than turkey?
Ooh, I do like green bean casserole. I like the sweet potatoes with the toasted marshmallows on top. That's really good. I like the Kites Virginia country ham, shaved and sliced thin. That's salty, where you eat it and it almost like melts in your mouth. It's so good. I like the rolls that are fresh and hot out of the oven, and then I smush them down and spread butter all over them. Those are delicious. I like the turkey sandwich. At the end of the day, turkey sandwich at the end where you just put everything on it. Occasionally we'll do bacon on there.
You wrap the turkey with bacon.
Yeah.
Joe does that. Joe Gentile wraps his turkey with...
His turkey was pretty epic.
It was pretty epic. But it's funny, what percentage remember skip turkey on Thanksgiving? 12%.
A lot of people,
12%.
and this is not sacrilegious here. A lot of people don't actually like turkey.
Yeah. Why is that, you think?
Depending on how you cook it, maybe it could have less flavor than other meats.
A little Thomas Jefferson thing.
Why do you think people don't like the turkey, J-Dubs?
Sometimes it's really dry.
Yeah.
I will guarantee you, if you ever fry a turkey, it'll never be dry.
Oh, I will say this. What other time of year
Yeah.
do you cook and eat a turkey? Think about it.
Never.
You
Right.
don't. You don't.
That's what I'm saying.
But you'll have a turkey sandwich, right? You'll get turkey cold cuts.
Yeah, but that's not, to Judah's point, dry.
Yeah. So somewhere in here, there's hold on a second. How much pounds that we will do that? 80% of the people thinks Thanksgiving leftovers better than the Thanksgiving meal. There's a number in here on how many pounds of turkey that is some obscene amount. It's like, I'll come back to it here in a little while. You throw something else at me while I try to find it.
You asked
40, there's 46 million turkeys
prepared every year.
Prepared every year. 46
That's a lot of
million.
turkey.
That's a lot of turkey.
That's
and you. They don't have the same problem as
That's a lot of turkey.
We don't have that. What state makes where the most turkeys come from?
Ooh, what state has the most turkeys? I have no idea.
Yeah, where they come from. I believe it's Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, it's, hold on a second. I got it in here. I got too many damn pages here. Somewhere they come from. Hold on a second. Hold on. We'll get it. I think it's Wisconsin. It's not what you would think it is. I'll find it here in a minute.
The heaviest turkey on record, according to Guinness Book of World Records, is 86 pounds. An 86 pound
I'm not
turkey?
putting that in my fryer.
Well, I mean, good
Well, that's the
Lord.
other thing about the fryer. You got to be careful. You don't want to go anything much over 12 or 13 pound turkey.
How much does the average Thanksgiving turkey weigh?
I think 14 pounds.
15 pounds.
15 pounds.
What state consumes the most turkey every Thanksgiving?
35-acre lane, Palmyra, Virginia.
Don't put your address
Oh,
out
damn,
there.
did I do it again?
California. What meat is the most popular alternative to turkey on Thanksgiving? The Kites Country ham.
That would be the ham. That would be
Oh,
the
my
ham.
gosh, I love the Kites
I don't,
Country ham.
we don't, that's not a tradition in our family. Do you, does your mother or your family bring any of the Cuban influences into the meals?
No, I wish we did, because I love Cuban food. My wife makes tremendously delicious pecan bars.
Ooh.
She's making pecan bars today.
Do you
And
like pecan pie?
I love pecan pie.
To me, that's just a little too sweet.
Why?
Because you can't eat the whole damn thing. You
Well,
can do that with a pumpkin pie.
you eat an entire pumpkin.
Yeah,
you
it
do
drives
not
you
eat
up.
an entire pumpkin pie.
You want to bet?
An entire pumpkin pie.
Over 24 hours, maybe 48 hours.
So
I'll
how
eat a
many
whole
pumpkin pies do you guys buy?
I don't care. It's just one for me. I'm good. No.
Do you have it with whipped cream?
See, no. I'm a traditionalist. I just like a simple piece of pie.
A simple piece of pie.
The whole pie, maybe.
So you don't put whipped cream or
I don't.
ice cream on it?
I do. Well, ice cream I do on the apple.
Okay.
That
Apple
I
pie,
do.
Alamo.
That I do without a doubt.
I love the apple pie.
Now, do you have your apple pie warm or cold?
Warm.
There you go.
And you almost warm up the ice cream so it melts on the apple pie.
You're going to think I'm nuts.
I often do. I often do, my friend.
As my turkey neck
He
goes.
volunteered us to wear this.
Have you ever had sharp cheddar cheese on a warm apple pie?
Cheese on apple pie?
Jude, have you ever had that?
I love cheese and apples, but I don't know about that.
Try
Yeah.
it. Do yourself a favor. Try it. That is a New England thing. That is a Vermont, New Hampshire and all that stuff. But Google it. It is awesome.
How about this from Dan? On Thanksgiving, one turkey cracked a joke to the other turkey. The first turkey said,
Are we doing dad
The
jokes?
first turkey said, "What are you thankful for?" The other turkey said, "Vegans."
Vegan. What's the number one hated food for Thanksgiving that somebody brings over?
Hated?
Hated. Tofu.
Tofu. How do you like your stuffing? With or
Ooh.
without gravy?
Oh no, absolute gravy.
Yeah, I love the gravy.
Yeah. So the stuffing that we're going to do this year is a sausage-based stuffing. We sometimes do it in oyster-based, stuffing in it. But this year it's going to be.
How much seafood is at your Thanksgiving?
Just the oysters this year.
Yeah.
Christmas is a different story. Christmas we usually kind of do the 7 fishes thing, so we usually have a lot of fish and stuff at Christmas.
Are you waking up early for Black Friday festivities? No.
Yeah, maybe just to get an hour on a bike or 2 hours on.
Well,
a bike.
no, like the shopping.
No,
Waiting in line.
no.
How about your girls?
No, we've never done that. Nobody in our family's ever done that, And today you don't really need to because you can sit on the couch and have a cup of coffee and order it on the phone. But we don't do that. We usually go for a hike though, and that's what we'll do. If the weather's
Hike the evening of?
no, the day after.
The day in the morning.
Yeah,
to,
we'll
to
go.
like loosen the belt.
We'll go for a hike, and our Apple Watches will go. Okay, well that was 200 calories. Let's keep on
Let's
going.
go get some leftovers.
Yeah. So it'll be a 2-day event. It always is a 2-day event. Well, the first event will be the event, and then everybody will come on over, and it is true. Everybody enjoys the day after, and a lot of it is, look, let's face it, it's fun. We have a lot of, but it's a lot of work to put that meal on.
Oh yeah.
Right, and the next day, you pop it out of the refrigerator, you throw it in the oven and warm it up, and it just, whatever reason, it just always tastes better. I don't know why. It's kind of like a lasagna, right?
Oh, lasagna always tastes better the next day.
Lasagna always tastes better, and I think things just.
Like Chinese food.
I'm never been a fan of Chinese food.
What?
Never been a fan of
You don't like the Chinese food?
And I lived in a neighborhood that had nothing but Chinese food restaurants.
How do you not like Chinese food?
I don't know. It just never. I mean, I'm not trying to dish it or nothing. I just never really got into Chinese food. Yonna loves it though.
What are you thankful for?
Man, that's a great question. And I mean that. I'm thankful for what we do 3 days a week. I really, really am thankful. I'm really thankful for this. I'm thankful that you guys let me torment you with the hat on it. But I was thinking about that when I was on the bike this morning, and this sounds, I don't know how to say this, but there's so many things I'm thankful for. Every day, how do you put it in a list, right?
Well, that's good.
I don't. I don't, I don't want to, of course I'm thankful for my better 7/8s every morning, every day. I'm thankful for my children, thankful for my grandchildren, thankful for our clients, thankful for, the list is like so long. How do you prioritize what the top ones are? I mean, how would you do that, right?
We're fortunate.
We're very blessed. We're very fortunate. It's part of why we try to give back so much, right? We're very blessed and thankful to have all this, to have these. I mean, I was in Costco yesterday picking up wine, and a guy pulled me aside and says, "Aren't you the guy on TV?" He called it TV.
Yeah.
"But aren't you the guy on TV?" And I go, Yeah. And we just sat down and had a 10-minute conversation.
What did he ask you?
Can you do more turkey? Can you do turkey? More Batman. Oh, no, it was like, why do you do it? How come you do it? What about this Miller guy? That kind of stuff. But literally grabbed me and said, "Hey, aren't you that guy?" And I went, "Hey, man, I don't owe you any money, man. Unless you got video, I don't owe you nothing." But, so I'm thankful for that. And we take what we do super seriously here. We joke around. We do our
responsibility.
Our limp turkey necks. I think I'm going to write an official letter to
write a review.
Write a review that they need to put a piece of wire or something.
They need a piece of wire in there.
Or maybe get a pill or something.
Bill says, "Boy, talk about a couple of turkeys."
Well, I was going to call this segment "Stump the Turkeys," but I didn't want to offend turkeys.
Thank you for that.
So I just wanted to. We talk so much about serious stuff here, and food insecurity is serious, right? And we're doing serious work to try to raise some money. I'm looking at our phone. We're up to about $700 of that $1,000. So hopefully next couple days we'll bring it in. Yonna and I will match it. And the beautiful thing, like Millie was telling us, right? That $2,000 is actually going to turn into $4,000 because our $2,000 that we're
going on Giving Tuesday is
going to get doubled by Kroger on that end of it. So that's going to equal 16,000 meals. That's freaking huge.
That's a lot, dude.
That's huge.
Giving Tuesday, guys. Donate Tuesday to the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, and they need the help. Especially at this time of year. Blue Ridge Area Food Bank is making such a positive impact here. Keith, I thoroughly enjoy doing the shows with you.
Even with the hat?
I was always going to wear the hat.
I knew that.
You knew I was always going to wear that.
You were going to wear that. Didn't even need to ask you.
No.
Just needed to show up.
I always was going to wear the hat. My wife has this saying of, putting on the hat or putting on the goggles or wearing the costume. And she wanted to marry a guy that was always willing to put on the costume.
There you go, man. Well, she succeeded in that.
I will always do it. I will.
A little self-deprecation is always a good thing,
And I'm thankful for you, Jude. I'm thankful for you. Thankful for Liza the dog, and we very much enjoy connecting with you guys through the network. Real Talk is undoubtedly a labor of love, and it's something that we enjoy doing and connecting with you guys and supporting and positively spotlighting the community.
I'm thankful for all the sponsors too.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for the sponsors, and please watch across the bottom on it, but if it wasn't for them, we couldn't do the stuff that we do. We couldn't get out. So please support our sponsors. And please, if you want to see more hats, please support the sponsors so we can continue to do this. But I'm thankful for them, and it's funny because I just don't know what to pick as like, what's your number one thing you're thankful for?
Your family.
Obviously the family, right? The family on that. Then friends, right? And, I'm thankful that, what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for that we're in a business, and thank you to you guys for helping grow in that business, that Yonna and I can write $1,000 check.
Love it.
I can tell you, a few years ago, we couldn't have done that. But thank you for the customers, our clients, our trusted advisors, that we can write $1,000 check, and then we're gonna end up making that turn it into $4,000. And I'm thankful that we can help people. And you know what? That's what the world's all. That's what it's all about. Just helping people.
Perfect.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you for everything you do.
Keith Smith, guys. Yes, Realty Partners. Keith Smith. Yes, Realty Partners. Folks,
You can wear this
see-
on your noon show
Yeah,
if you want.
happily do it. I will
I'm a
happily
link,
do
I'm a
it.
link.
You can see the commitment he has to the community. Thank you, sweetheart. She says, great hat right there. Yes, Realty Partners, guys, buying and selling a home, they are absolutely first class, A-plus team. Judah Wickower, Keith Smith, I am Jerry Miller, the turkey. This is Real Talk. We will be back next week.
Yeah, we're taking off on Friday.
Back Monday.
We're back on Monday. I'd have to look on my phone who we lined up for it, but it'll be the Monday Market Monitor. Thank you. And and we'll probably the jacket probably will not.
Well, make sure you ride that bike, my friend.
I did. I got on it this
We'll be
morning.
playing some squash. Thank you for joining us, guys. We will see you at 12:30 with the I Love CVille show. You guys have a good morning, and we'll see you shortly. Take care. And the hats are hilarious.